the active sites. And whatever molecule binds there for the enzyme to act upon, let's say in this example the enzyme is going to take two amino acids and put them together to form a protein or polypeptide. And so the substrate is what the enzyme binds to. And that substrate is going to bind to the active site. Okay? And so what we said was that in the case of, or when a protein denatures, if this protein denatures and loses that compact spherical shape, the most important thing is that it becomes non-functional because these active sites are no longer intact.
Because it won't fit the shape to fit it in and put it together.
To do its job, because it's all about structure and function, and if you don't have that particular structure, you no longer have the function. Okay? And in the end result, enzyme substrate binds the enzyme. You get this enzyme substrate complex. The enzyme essentially is like a platform. It allows these molecules to interact with one another. And then in doing so, the product is released and the enzyme is also released unchanged. So now that we've seen that, let's talk about how enzymes can speed up the rate of chemical reactions. So these are two images showing you the progress of a chemical reaction. On the left, without an enzyme, and on the right, with an enzyme. And what we said an enzyme does is it lowers something called activation energy. Did I give you that term? Very good. So it lowers the activation energy, and you guys, or the energy of activation, doesn't matter how you say it. As I said, it's just the amount of energy that the reaction requires to proceed. So you can see here, without an enzyme, you have your reactants, you have your products down here, and there's a certain amount of energy that you have to put into the reaction to start disrupting those chemical bonds. And so you can see how much energy required. That's the size of the hill without an enzyme. With an enzyme, it essentially just lowers that hill. It lowers that activation energy, and therefore the chemical reaction can proceed a little bit faster. Okay? So that's how enzymes work, by lowering the activation energy.